Well, today is not a deep dive. We are taking an exception. Today is a curtain raiser, a beginning of several days that we will take to decode the big takeaways of the 2019 and the earlier Lok Sabha elections and look at 2024. But it's a big day tomorrow. In a first, Election Commission of India has given a 24-hour notice of alert before announcing the crucial dates for the Lok Sabha elections in 2024 that will happen tomorrow at 3 p.m. The 4 states expected to vote in April or May are Arunachal Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha and Sikkim, with Maharashtra, Haryana and Jharkhand scheduled to vote later this year. We'll have to see how many of these dates are announced as well. Now let's look at what the India picture looks like right now. This is the map right now showing the BJP-ruled states as well as the non-BJP states. Ahead of the upcoming general elections, the BJP clinched decisive wins in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, indicating a strong foothold. Congress managed to win Himachal, Telangana and the big Karnataka win a while ago. In fact, that win was so important because that win marked a zero for BJP, no government in the south of India. But that's, of course, only at the assembly level. And Karnataka votes very differently for the parliamentary elections. Moving on, BJP in 2019 won 303 seats compared to 282 in 2014, increase of 21 seats and vote share increase of around 6%. Congress, on the other hand, won 52 seats in 2019 compared to 44 in 2014, increase of 6 seats but a mere 0.2% vote share. But what's been the big takeaways from 2019? Shift in vote majority. Most seats in the 2000 Lok Sabha elections were won with over 50% of votes, unlike in 2014, where most wins were under 50%. The Bharatiya Janata Party dominance has risen. It won 224 seats with more than 50% votes in 2019, a substantial rise from what was 136 in 2014. But can the fragmented opposition quotient see any change with the India alliance in 2024 compared to the UPA in 2019? In 2019, the opposition, especially the Congress party, remained fragmented. The Congress's mega margin wins dropped by 19 seats in 2019 compared to 2014. India Alliance now still is grappling with TMC, RJD's back with the BJP front left, and Congress remain rivals in states like Kerala. But that's a different political landscape and we'll get to that. NDA is having trouble with seat share. Similarly, if you look at Mahayuti as well. Now, if you look at NDA, big challenge with the uncle-nephew in Bihar. Chirag Paswan missing from Prime Minister Modi's rallies in Bihar have raised eyebrows, even as the fight over Hajipur seems to be a thorn for the BJP. Regional parties such as DMK, BJD, TMC, BRS, YSRCP, AIMIM, Shiromani Akali Dal and the Akali Dal have shown significant prowess to be game changers. And quite frankly, are beyond just regional equations. From the women's reservation bill passed by the BJP-led government at the centre to Aam Aadmi Party's promise of 1,000 rupees a month and Congress's proposed allowance of 1 lakh rupees per annum ahead of the Lok Sabha elections, political parties have been pushing key legislative and development measures targeting women voters. Data drawn from 3 recent Lok Sabha elections show that their focus on women voters is not surprising. A number of indicators, from the share of women in the total electorate to the total voter turnout, has only seen a huge increase. Remember, even the most recent Sandesh Khali event eventually emerged as a battle for women voters. BJP calling Mamata Banerjee and TMC anti-women over the allegations of exploitation of women and shielding of Shah Jahan Sheikh, who eventually was arrested, BJP said only under their pressure. To Mamata Banerjee taking out a trademark-style rally on foot involving even women from Sandesh Khali. What are we looking at the run-up to 2024? I'm being joined right now by Vijay, Prasad, spokesperson for BJP, Ikram Sandhu, the Congress spokesperson, Madhavan Narayan, who is an economist and senior journalist, as well as Vipin Papi, who is a senior journalist. Thank you very much, all 4 of you, for joining us. Well, Vijay, Prasad, Prime Minister again today spoke about sweeping the South. He said that repeatedly in different places that he was part of the rallies. Very interestingly, he was in Pathanamthitta, where veteran A.K. Antony's son, Anil Antony, has been fielded against another veteran Congress. But listen, when PM says we'll sweep South, that's a huge statement considering how the BJP has been in the South. How do you really look at this change? Practically speaking, you may look at gains, but sweeping is far-fetched.
Very good evening, Sneha, and to other panelists. In the last 10 years, Modi has done so much, and India has seen so much of development that could not be achieved and seen since independence. The scale and speed of development has taken the world by surprise. The world has started asking if this is really happening in India. See, Modi government believes in start to finish mantra. Foundation stone is laid by Modi and inaugurated by Modi. And we have seen countless projects. We have seen countless projects that was started and finished. See, when it comes to South, we have a different kind of ecosystem. See, other than Karnataka, couple of years back, BJP did not have any presence, but the position as of today in Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra, Telangana, you will be surprised to see the BJP, it has made inroads in these southern states other than Karnataka. Because the people of these states, the southern states, they have seen the kind of development it has taken in the other parts of the country, and the people are expecting the same kind of development to be taken up in states like Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra, and Telangana.
All right.
And no different.
Okay,
See,
I have to go to others as well. You've made your point, sir. Also, just a request to everybody, all the panelists, we are very rushed with time today. I have to go to everybody. So allow everybody to make their introductory remarks, at least at this point. It's not usually how we do a deep dive today. But Mr. Madhavan Narayan, let me just come to you instead of going to Ikram Sandhu at this point. To what the BJP claims, the fact remains South's political bulwark is very different from what North sees. The issues that the North sees are very different from what South sees. In fact, the whole political prism is extremely different. How would you look at what BJP, particularly the Prime Minister, has been claiming?
Sneha, good evening to all. The point is that the South has always been different, There have been lots of jokes and one-liners around it saying that, India, even if some political parties can't make history, they can make geography by actually conquering the South. Now, South has been having a demographic difference, not just in terms of population growth has slowed down considerably in the South. You have northern workers going and working in the South. Sectors like IT and other scientific sectors have been progressing, and industrialization has been high. And also, may I add to the fact that the South has actually very good infrastructure these days. With or without BJP, it has been progressing a lot. So the South has also seen a lot of reservation politics and the awakening of heterodoxic Hindu sects, where Hinduism is strong, but it's not in the northern sense. So you'll find that the southern people have a lot of agency when it comes to being voters. And to that extent, the issues are different. Quotas, job quotas, aspirational issues like medical colleges, and also a certain amount of, slightly more, they're not awed by Mr. Modi the way people in, say, UP are. And to that extent, the South is very, very different, apart from the linguistic issues and language politics, and the fact that regional parties, unlike the Congress, seem to be more sprightly, whether it's DMK or BRS or the Jagan Congress. So to that extent, the TINA factor is not strong in the South. So that there is no alternative factor, which is historically, which seems to be helping Mr. Modi right now, because nobody since Jawaharlal Nehru has actually gone into a third term with a strong-looking opinion poll. Mr. Modi has to be given his due. But this weight...
Absolutely.
Hello? This weight comes mainly from
yes.
three things.
Mr. Madhavan Narayan.
Yeah. I can't hear you. Yeah.
Okay, let me just get others also. I know you seem to have got disturbed in between, but and to what Madhavan Nair is also saying, just see the response to CAA. In the north, you would not see people across the spectrum, ordinary citizens, talk about CAA, debate about CAA. You may have it in certain sections in the political intelligentsia and others. Go down south, and you would see everybody talk about CAA across the southern states, and that perhaps is an interesting way to look at how differently politics works in the south or north. But let me come across to Ikram Sandhu at this point. Look at the Hindi heartland. What has happened to Congress in the Hindi heartland? How BJP has swept the Hindi heartland in so many areas. The challenge with Congress, if you look at what happened in 2019, many would say was the fragmented Congress that existed at that time. But do you see UPA may have changed to India Alliance or the India Bloc, but has anything changed beyond for you to be able to go beyond that fragmented mandate that Congress really struggled with in 2019, Ikram?
Good evening to all. You know, this election, Snehaji, will be the people of India versus Mr. Modi, the BJP and their jumlas. Now, you can fool some of the people all the time, all the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. And that is a dictum which always runs through, and it is always true. So what we will do is we have to go to the people and tell them the truth, the things as they are without the propaganda. And I'll just take, because you are short of time, I'll just take one or two issues. One is economy. A very simple thing is that during our 10 years of UPA government, India grew at 7.9%. During 10 years of Mr. Modi's rule, it has grown at 5.8%. Now, we go to the people and say that if you want that 8% growth rate, you have to vote for the Congress, because 2% is a huge difference. That can make a difference between us becoming a developed nation by 2047 or maybe till 2065. That is how much that difference can be. And how do you rekindle this? How do you get India above that 8% that we were doing consistently during the UPA regime? That you don't have favorites. You don't have one or two corporates who have a field day and are growing at a rate of 10, 12, 15%, but others are laggards. We see to it that the animal spirit is rekindled in all corporates and everybody grows. Because as everybody grows, the country grows.
Okay.
And just one more point I'll take up is employment. The youth of the country is shouting and crying for employment. And we have talked about this. There are 30 lakh jobs in the government sector which need to be filled up. They will be filled up ASAP.
All right. Let me just get in Vipin Pabi. All right.
Like it will be the
Thank you,
issues
Ikram.
of the people.
Vipin Pabi, how do you...
issues that we'll be talking about.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Vipin Pabi, how do you look at what Ikram Sandhu is speaking? Do you see them able to get through the Hindi heartland? A very lost bastion for what used to be Congress's core. Just look at what's happening with Amethi. With what has happened with Rahul Gandhi going to Wayanad, whatever the reasons, and that's just one example which is so much higher up there in the radar. How do you look at this, the struggle for the heartland, for the Congress and the opposition?
Well, Sneha, thank you. Thank you for having me in the show. I would like to say that, at this moment when the elections are being announced tomorrow formally, I find that one side is over-prepared for it, the other side is quite underprepared for it. The way BJP has been strategizing and making all the strategical decisions, getting old allies back. Congress, on the other hand, has been just losing out. Their India alliance is fragmented. And I don't think, they are really very clear about the concepts of whatever the Congress spokesperson might be saying. But the thing is, if you look at the overall scenario, Congress appears to be in the dark. It doesn't know clearly as to what is wanting to do. This is poll time, and this is actually war time for political parties. And you don't send generals to the front to fight when there's a war is on. They are in the headquarters strategizing, making alliances, selecting candidates and all that. And this is not being done in Congress as far as one can see. On the other
Vijay
hand,
Prasad,
BJP is
you're
very,
raising
very
your hands. You want to respond to Vipin Pabi.
Agree with what Vipin has already told. See, the why Modi government is most successful because he is able to connect to the youth of this country and he's speaking their language. And that is the reason why he's also talking about the Viksit Bharat. And most of the youth who are first-time voters in 2024, they have not seen the misrule of Congress, the Congress scams. They have seen only the development of Modi government for the last 10 years. Modi is reaching out
Ikram
to the
Sandhu,
youth of the
I'm being told I'm just left with 2-3 minutes. Ikram Sandhu, please respond.
And 10 seconds, 10 seconds, Sneha. See, my firm belief is the country is in the safe hands, and we want to be, and if we want to be number 3 in
You've made your point, sir.
economy,
Ikram Sandhu, to you,
the
please.
country wants to see the
Ikram
Thank you,
Sandhu.
Mr. Vijay. Now it is my time, so just give me a minute here.
I've heard you out. I have 2 minutes. Ikram Sandhu, to you, please.
Modi.
Absolutely. Mr. Vijay is talking about the achievements of Mr. Modi. You have achievements when everything is opaque. You have the Modani scam, you have the electoral bond scam, but nothing is ever investigated, nothing is ever talked about. So therefore, everything is just flushed under the carpet. I'm very proud that I belong to a party when we were in power. If there was an allegation that used to come against us, an SIT used to be set up, the media used to talk about it, and everything was discussed threadbare. That is what probity in public life is all about. And that is what India has to get back to, that you have probity. You don't have
I am unfortunately being told that there have been some technical disruptions and I have to shorten this show. I'm really sorry. Madhavan Narayan, to you last. Again, apologies, this was not planned. This was some technical issues because of which we've had to shorten this show. Madhavan Narayan, your last word. Is there a perception that the opposition is not converting or not able to convert what seems to be issues that are being thrown by the BJP as their victory rallies?
There are 3 things very quickly, Sneha. First of all, your simple answer to your question seems to be yes. But it's also true that Mr. Modi has got something like a Teflon coating where even serious allegations against him kind of bounce off, partly because of his oratorial capabilities, great party organization, media management. But it's also equally true that it's not just about government and the opposition. It's also about the people of India. In 2004, the BJP was going very strongly into the polls, but suddenly it lost the elections. So we don't know what the people, the average Indians are thinking.
Right.
Therefore, that is something as a long-term election watcher, I'd keep on watch list. I will not get immediately swayed by the loudness of the campaign, but like to listen to whispers from the hinterland. But as of now, Mr. Modi has an advantage. But if the electoral bonds case or some other issues like farm prices do impact the public mood, we'll have to wait and see. So I don't think it's too, we can't just go by impressions. This country has 140 crore people and so diverse in ecology, language, religion, everything.
And has a stellar record of electing and throwing off governments. Right. I apologize to our viewers and to our panelists. It's been quite a rush, quite a change and a deviation from how we deep dive. So many issues that we will be going deeply and understanding over the next few days. Vijay Prasad, Ikram Sandhu, Madhavan Narayanan, as well as Vipin Pabi. Thank you very much, all 4 of you, for joining us.